Hey guys, let's get more news about Steelers, but first, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and leave a like. Steelers need to draft RB like Najee Harris who gets more yards per carry. The Pittsburgh Steelers need to replace RB Najee Harris, and one beat writer believes they must find a similar player. Similar, of course, but not the same. Though they drafted Harris in the first round in 2021, 4 years later, they let him walk away. That tells you they weren't fully happy with what he offered, so what do they learn from that? You certainly can't argue that they haven't done their homework. The Steelers brought in 9 running backs for pre-draft visits, some of whom have some similarities to Najee Harris. You don't want to be too similar, though, and mirror his undesirable career yards per carry average. I think that they have to address running back first, because you can't go into the season with Kenneth Gainwell and Jaylen Warren as the running back room, Steelers reporter Brooke Pryor said yesterday on 93.7 The Fan. I think that you need a guy that is kind of built like a Najee Harris but gets more yards per carry. That's what this group is missing right now, and I think that there's a lot of value in drafting a guy high. Now, that high in this case means the 3rd round, since they don't have a 2nd-round pick. And after the Steelers used a 1st-round pick on Najee Harris not long ago, not many people want to see them repeat that. Perhaps only Ashton Jeanty, if available, would meet with much public approval, though he isn't the only candidate. And he also isn't exactly the spitting image of Najee Harris. Indeed, the Steelers looked at a lot of running backs who are unlike Harris, which is worth discussing. One common, though not universal, theme among the Steelers' running back targets: speed. They took a close look at a lot of guys who have the get-up and go that they have been missing for many years. And they will have plenty of such players available in the 3rd and 4th rounds. Over 4 seasons with the Steelers, Najee Harris rushed for 4,312 yards. But he only managed 3.9 yards per carry, with a 46.4% success rate. With 4.3 yards per touch for his career with 34 total touchdowns, he offered some production, but not efficiency. Last season, Harris rushed for 1,043 yards on 263 attempts and a career-low 6 touchdowns. While he barely managed a rounded 4.0 yards per carry, he posted a career-low 43.7% success rate. Prior to the season, the Steelers declined to pick up his 5th-year option. Throughout his Steelers career, Harris never rushed for more than 1,200 yards or 4.1 yards per carry. He never rushed for more than 8 touchdowns, yet he had a certain consistency about him. Harris was almost always available, and rarely an easy tackle. A lot of the blame for his inefficiency belongs to bad schemes and offensive lines. But there's a reason he signed a 1-year contract full of incentives in free agency. Uncomfortable Steelers and Mike Tomlin look foolish in QB search debacle. Pittsburgh Steelers head coach Mike Tomlin has been well known as a head coach who has never struggled through the embarrassment of a losing season. There's just one problem. It's not exactly great to be stuck in mediocrity either. While Pittsburgh has reached the playoffs multiple times since Ben Roethlisberger retired after the 2021 season, the Steelers haven't won a playoff game since the 2016 season. We're nearing almost a decade of continuous mediocre football. Along the way, Pittsburgh has also failed to find answers at the quarterback position. From Kenny Pickett to Russell Wilson to even Justin Fields, the team has seemingly been unable to find a long-term answer at the most important position. It also doesn't help that Fields, in his introductory press conference with the New York Jets recently, essentially told the press how difficult it was to play with the Steelers and Tomlin. "It was different for me and a space I wasn't really comfortable," Fields said. But Coach Tomlin made a decision he thought was best for the team. "I'm never going to go against that. I just tried to change my perspective and get better in practice." Whatever strong culture Tomlin has clearly built to keep his team above .500 each year is a positive, but it's quite obvious that a level of complacency has fallen on the once proud franchise. And Fields' comments make Tomlin look absolutely foolish on how he has continued to handle the quarterback position. While there will be detractors who point to General Manager Omar Khan, it's important to remember that Tomlin is the elder statesman in the organization. If he doesn't have say in who he wants as a quarterback, then why, after all these years, does he still not have total power in his own roster? So, ask Aaron Rodgers to marry you and get no response? Hope a QB falls to you at number 21 even though none of the candidates look like starters on a playoff team? Pay for Kirk Cousins in a trade? Either way, things aren't looking so hot in Pittsburgh. Speaking with Davante Adams, insider says Aaron Rodgers wants red carpet rolled out for him. If the Pittsburgh Steelers are going to sign Aaron Rodgers, they might need to put on a bigger show. Still a free agent 2 days before the draft with no indications he'll sign soon, NFL insider Mike Silver believes Rodgers needs to feel like the Steelers, or any prospective team, really wants him in the building. And according to Silver, that's not his own speculation. That's coming from Rodgers' longtime teammate and friend Davante Adams. Joining Scoop City's Diana Rossini and Chase Daniel Monday night, Silver relayed his conversation with Adams about Rodgers. First, Silver confirmed how upset Rodgers was following a short and terse exit meeting with the New York Jets, an incident Rodgers slammed the team over during last week's interview with Pat McAfee. Next, Adams told Silver what it'll take to get Rodgers inside another team facility on something more than just a visit. The second thing Davante told me was, I think Aaron wants someone to roll out the red carpet for him, Silver told the show. That is what he is looking for. I'm not sure if he would consider the Steelers doing that right now. I'm not positive how Aaron perceives that or how the Steelers perceive that. Rodgers' apparently desires stem from mistreatment over 2 difficult years with the Jets. Seasons full of drama, rumors, leaks, and general chaos. Reportedly, he was nearly benched in 2024 but remained in the lineup as his head coach and general manager were fired. Though the odds of him retuning under Aaron Glenn's new regime were slim, Rodgers was unhappy with his unceremonious exit, flying from Los Angeles to the Jets facility for a brief meeting when he expected to spend hours with the organization to discuss his future. Rodgers visited Pittsburgh last month, spending several hours with Mike Tomlin, Omar Khan, Arthur Smith, and quarterbacks coach Tom Arth. During his McAfee appearance, Rodgers spoke glowingly of the organization. But none of it has compelled him to sign with Pittsburgh. He cited personal issues and focus on helping his inner circle through life events before deciding on his football future. Per Adams through Silver, Rodgers wants his next team to show true commitment to him. Perhaps that means Rodgers waiting out the draft to see what teams like Pittsburgh do, although he told McAfee that wouldn't play a role in his decision. Silver noted his conversation was second-hand through Adams, not Rodgers. And perhaps Adams was offering his own read on the situation based on the messy divorce with New York, Silver later acknowledging something might have gotten lost in translation. There's good money Rodgers would take issue with the framing, likely attributing it to bullshit rumors he castigated during last week's interview. More optimistically, Adams also Silver he was confident Rodgers could play, citing an early season injury that hampered his performance. Pittsburgh isn't a city of red carpets and fans already tired of the wait and speak reporting won't be happy hearing this apparent requirement. But if the Steelers want to speed up Rodgers' timeline and get him to sign, 2 things they would definitely prefer: they might need to add Hollywood flair to their blue-collar pitch. And you fan? What do you think about Aaron Rodgers' situation? Write to us in the comments.